we're a little bit disappointed with, the scoreline. Flattered though, because we know that, as Mo suggested, we have a crop of players that we can honestly rely on right now in producing the goods, and that's something they've been producing week in, week out in Europe. So if the situation is right and the match demands it, there is no reason. I see. Why they can't come up with the goods for the Gambia, because this is one game that's going to tell a lot, because it's good for them, it's good for the country, and it's good for our well-being as a footballing nation. Because I think it's the players who would first benefit, because their profile and their standing would rise enormously. The country's standing equally would just be something else, and of course globally recognition would come our way. So we can't just wait for this match to start, knowing fully well what's at stake. I am sincerely of the belief that, as eternal as ever, I'm optimistic, and I hope and pray that this game would come our way, because so much went, so much water went under the bridge, coming thus this far, thinking that the match wasn't going to take place, with all the shenanigans that we saw from the Cameroonians, rather Gabonese. We think that this match should just be ours for the taking, and if the gods are right and fair with us, there is nothing. We should not expect good out of this game, Modu.
Well, the two teams are out, and that's the pre-match formalities. The Scorpions in their traditional red, white, blue, white, green colors, and the Gabonese in their chain all white strip. And you can hear the CAF anthem in the background. Very soon we will have the national anthems of the two countries. That will be followed by the pre-match formalities and, of course, the game itself.
Those of the players are ought to respect the social distancing between their spaces, 1 meter apart at least. Likewise, the players. Now we observe the national anthem of the Republic of Gabon.
Yes. The national anthem for Gabon. That was the national anthem for the two countries. Now the handshake. Gabon led by Arsenal's striker and captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up against a Gambian side with Bologna's Moussa Barrow.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting matchup, even though I don't think there will be. It's going to be very important to compare the two. I think there's no iron team. One of the strongest suits for Aubameyang is that he's a team player. We see how he sacrifices for Arsenal, puts in the work on the left side of the midfield, makes the runs and gets the goals. So we expect the same from our stars, the Moussa Barros, the Germanos, the Steves, to take their chances, be bold, take one-on-one situations, and shoot at the goal. We see what happens.
Absolutely. We have Modou Job in goal for the Gambia. Pa Modou Jan, the captain. Omar Koli, Buba Sane, Timba, Noah Sonko Sandbag, Mohamed Mbai, Abdoulaye Diallo, Jamano, Abdoulaye Sanyang, Bambalai, the two Abdoulays in midfield. We have Moussa Barrow of Bologna, Modou Barrow, and Boubacar Steve Traoré. Seksibi, Boubacar Gay, Robin Jata, Adama Jame, Boubacar Job, Bonsane, Jane Fainjai, Seninjai, and Khalifa Mane on the substitute bench. And for Gabon, you have Mfa in goal, you have Ekwele Manga, you have Obian Johan, you have Nguema, Palon, Ibrahim Dong, that is Didier Ibrahim Dong, Kanga Kaku, Biogo Poko, Andre, and then you have Bupendanza. I know Musa is going to help me with some of these names. And you have Dennis Bouanga and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as the captain for the Gabonese.
Thank you. I mean, slight affirmation, because we also have to understand that this is a contest, and a contest in which it's as equal as you would want it, even though the Gabonese would claim to be at least gaining the upper hand even before the commencement of the return leg. But that's this game for us. The changes that the coach did ring out means a lot for this game, because we've just been more our experience with the coach has always been he is not something who is very adventurous, and he contents himself with the minimum of outcomes in games, in trying to contain what he has to do in terms of results. Because most people were of the view that his approach in Gabon was just to contain the opponents, and here we are, kickoff gone, and we're just waiting to see what the signals are going to spring up. But a long ball has been sent into the Gambian half, headed away by Buba Sane, again Omar Koli, but Moussa Barrow there in control. Gambia to benefit from a free kick which Omar Koli, vice captain, is going to take, and he's been a speculation of a potential move to Fulham, and Newcastle also came on the scene, but here he is right now, still an Italian player and a Serie A player, and here donning the Gambian colours here this afternoon in this very decisive qualifier. Sends a long one, but nothing much could be said of that. But Nda picks it up. The Gabonese trying to build this one. A long one is sent in. Omar Koli is there. He heads it to touch for a throw in to Gabon. He's in number 5 tonight. And Aubameyang, who is spearheading the Gabonese attack, is very much an active soul. And hopefully he will be contained by the magnificent Omar Koli, Mohamed Mbai, and of course Buba Sane, who had a blip that he wouldn't want to return or repeat tonight. Early minutes, and ball there, throw in, comes in, ball sent in through, but Modou Job Toldo picks that one up.
Yes, Toldo cleans up for the first time. He's now active in the game. Like you were saying, Musa, it's quite important that Gambia play their game. And as you said, it seems like Thompson Feet, along with every Gambian, realizes the magnitude of getting a win today. That would put us in good stead with 2 games left to, as you rightly mentioned earlier, position of qualifying for the first Afcon ever in the history of the Gambia. So the formation itself tells you that they are going for a W, and I hope that everything pans out as it was planned on the chalkboard.
It has to be, because we can't, I mean, we've been waiting for this for far too long, and tonight is a night when, you know, everything seems to, I mean, from the onset, I mean, with what happened at the airport leading to this game this afternoon, I mean, it was something all we unexpected. I mean, we never expected, but this is football. It has to go on, and that's why we are reporting on this game as we speak, Modu.
Yeah, absolutely. For now, we have to concentrate, and that's the first attack for the Gambia.
Sabaro keeps sitting. Who comes in here? Jamano.
Senijai.
Oh.
It's a corner.
It's a corner.
The referee has none of it.
Ablai Sanyang judged to have been foul on the edge of the box out there. He's still on the ground. Very early though. He's grimacing in some pain. Medics who definitely needs to come in and look at him. Gambia's Ablai Sanyang still on the ground. The Gambia to benefit from the very first corner of this game. Jamano to take it. Omar Koli, Mohamed Bai, Musa Barrow, a short one comes in. What were you thinking of doing? Easily given away to the opponents. Musa Barrow calling for it. Here he comes in a long one. Could he connect Steve? Traore controls. Steve, one-on-one. Steve is 10. It's Musa Barrow. Oh! An opportunity, very first one went begging the Gambia's way. Musa Barrow was the one out there who sent in a long one, chested by Mohamed Bai, who couldn't just keep it in touch. But the Gabonese here, they come in 20. Sends a long one on the opposite end. Who is there? Number 7. He couldn't connect. Ball still rolling in. He manages to keep it in. Would he send it back? Comes in with Nda. Could he stop? 17 for Gabon comes in. That eluded him. The ball spread 2-6 for Gabon. Here they come again. Back to their 5 in their own half. Who rolls it to his number 3. Back to 5 again. Gabon still in their own half, playing cautiously. A long ball comes in, but it has rolled to touch for a goal kick to the Gambia. Modi Job Toldo, Omar Koli. A long ball comes in Modu Barrow's direction, but he couldn't keep it in, and it's a throw into Gabon. Throw into Gabon. Throw things taken, handball on Aubameyang. Well spotted referee. Mohamed Bai takes it for the Gambia. Omar Kori rolls it into Modou Diagne's direction. Modou Dal, because I'm sitting with another Modou Diagne of different role in the game of football, but it's all football. Here comes Nuha. Nuha sends a long one, but here comes the Gabonese. Nuha returns that one. Now Modou Barrow running after it. But here comes the Gabonese. Modou Barrow really trying to keep this one. But here they come, a long one. Nuha blocks it in. Nuha from Sonsval with an all-Svenska experience. But the Gabonese are judged to have really bundled Gambia's 8, resulting in a free kick to the Gambia. Modu.
The Gabonese defending, they've been on the back foot for a while now in this game. The ball headed straight back into the Gabonese half. And Modou Seka Barrow trying to do his tricks. The ball rolls straight into the hands of goalkeeper Mfa.
As we've mentioned earlier, they've chosen the physical battle, as you can see. They are going in with full force in all the tackles, and Gambia have to match them in this kind of game before the things settle. It's interesting how Abdoulaye Sanyang Bambalai has approached the game like we were talking about. He's taking on the defenders every time he's got the ball, and we're getting something. Steve is also very mobile, so is Musa Barrow. I think it's contagious. When you play with all these players that are skillful, it's just contagious that you're willing to do all the tricks. So it looks good for Gambia so far.
Quick ball there. Cross into the box, but the Gabonese defense very well. They are still unable to come out of their own half.
And Gabon are not even attempting to keep the ball. They're just trying to hit us on the counter-attack. Every time they've had the ball for the first 5 minutes, all they've looked for is to isolate Aubameyang with one of our defenders, obviously for pace. But it hasn't worked yet because they have been well positioned. We hope that they maintain their discipline as the game goes on.
I hope they don't want to rely on the pace of Aubameyang to hit us on the break.
Clearly, you can see it with their first 4 or 5 possessions. They've looked to play him deep. I'm thinking that because we're playing a high line, there's some space behind, but that requires discipline because if the offside trap is beaten, there's no way back for us. As you see again, they're just playing these strong balls to him. Fams.
Gambia picks the ball in midfield. Abdoulaye Jallo Jamano. Abdoulaye Sanyang Bambalai rather. Wriggles his way. Still going strong Bambalai. Finds Mobaro, but the 1-2 could not connect. The Gabonese pick up the loose ball. Trying to knock the ball among themselves. Still the Gabonese.
And that's them. They're slowly knocking, but the flash has been raised for an offside. And a free kick awarded to the host. The Gambia goalless is the score. The Independence Stadium between the Gambia and the Panthers of Gabon in 2021 African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Game number 4 for both of them. Noah Sonko to take that high one into the opponent's half. Gabon are very much composed, John. They're looking very much relaxed, and whenever Gambia are attacking, you will not see that numbers in the Gabonese half.
Yes, and that is very important that we have that because physically they are obviously bigger players than we are. And so on a one-on-one situation, it's going to be difficult. They might wear us out. So maybe we need to keep the ball, as I said, a little bit more, have some passing movements going, and then attack bit by bit into their box with numbers and not try to go too much solo unless it's there. Nuha Sonko has looked solid so far.
Absolutely. On the right back, his second cap for the Scorpions of the Gambia. Through ball into the Gabonese. Over the bar. Jan, a collapse in concentration there. We saw it in Gabon, and they nearly punished us.
This is overly important. I cannot stress the importance of discipline when you want to play a high line and an offside trap. You have to be in tune. So it's a bit risky. Let's hope this is a wake-up call for us. Right, Fams?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, John. I mean, we saw a similar mistake in the first game. From a similar position, Aubameyang punished the Gambia. He sneaked from behind to tap in between 2 defenders and into the back of the net. And something similar special happened here. I think the defenders need to concentrate a lot more on the arriving player. Their focus is usually more on the ball rather than the player that will be arriving. But we see the moment by lost his possession. Gabon
in a dangerous position.
He's going forward.
Pierre shoots.
That was a good block by the defense line.
By the defense line. And now the Gambia breaks with Abdoulaye Sanyang.
Play. There you go.
Finds Mobaro, but it's too much. And it throws to the Gabonese.
And yet it seems like, John, don't you think whenever the Gambia are attacking, they are usually in that haste. I mean, they easily lost possession whenever they're trying to build up attacks.
Yes, definitely. The patience need to be a little bit better because I think even though we do have that skill and that ability to go one-on-one, it's not important in our half of the field because it's not a scoring area. So maybe they need to just keep it simple, pass it around a bit and get to the dangerous areas where the skills are more useful and, you know, have more reward.
Throw to the Gabonese. They lead this group by 7 points, with the Gambia in second on 4 points. Then you have the Democratic Republic of Congo with 3 points, and Angola rooted at the bottom with a single point. A win for the Scorpions here would move them back on top of the group. But now it's the Gabonese attacking in a very dangerous position. Trying to play the 1-2 there. It's in the box. It's Dennis Bouange. The touch is too much. Jan, the Gabonese looking dangerous anytime they go forward.
They are a little bit more patient than we are. That's the whole difference. You see them, they see a pass, they look at it, be ensured, and give a really weighted pass that gets to the opponent. We are rushing things a bit. We just need to calm down. I know for people like Abdoulaye Sanyang, it's his actual full debut starting for the Gambia at home, and he has all the desire to impress, and he will have that time if only he is a little bit more patient. Let them knock the ball around and play a little bit more football. It will come to them. The chances will come.
Musa Baro, but he's been dispossessed. Captain Da Jemoud Jan, the namesake of my co-commentator here, rolls the ball back to his defense line. The long weighted pass to Moudbaro was too much, and another throw to the Gabonese. Like Modou Jan said, Gambian players need to be a bit patient and try to build patiently going forward.
Yes, most definitely. And all you need is 3 points. It doesn't have to be 5-0. You win 3 points and you're top of the group. And we're the highest scoring team in this group. Also, we have conceded the most, I think. But the most important thing is that we're playing for 90 minutes. You don't want to exert all your energy. We all know that these are Gambian players, but they have not been in Gambia. We know what the weather is like in Europe. We know how hot it is for even us doing the commentating. So they need to pace themselves. They need to keep the ball for the crucial parts where you can really push. But if you want to push in the middle or try to take on 2-3 defenders, that can be a tall ask for anybody.
Gabon is building from the back. And they have got the space to trade those passes. Noah Sonko did very well. And a long clearance. Steve with the beautiful control. Modou Seka Barrow now. With the weighted pass. Steve gets the ball. Try to turn. But it's been defended by the Gabonese, who will now pick possession.
We are quicker players naturally because we weigh less and we are smaller. We are a little bit more agile too. So a little 1-2 here and there will do the job. We don't want to be caught up in tussles and wrestling matches with these guys because that's to their advantage. So just as we play, if we play quick, pass the ball quick and get to the spaces, we can beat them there.
Absolutely. Buba Sane Timba, former Real de Banjul player. Very physical game. Good pass, but it's too much. Gabon building from the back as usual. It's a Gambian throw. Noah Sonko with the throw.
Sir Jonathan Tuguelo, cross comes into the area. Scorpions trying to clear the ball around. There's a shot wide by Salem Bupendaza. Gabon have never qualified for the FIFA World Cup, but they have qualified 7 times as at 2017 for the African Cup of Nations. Their highest achievement in this championship has been at the quarter-final stages. In 1996, they were quarter-finalists, and equally in 2012, they stopped at the same stage in the championship of the African Cup of Nations. But they seem to be more threatening side in this game. The Gambia are yet to create any meaningful chance in this game. They've been so patient, trying to see where best they can capitalize on. They've been relying more on the right side of their attack. That is where Mobaro is playing. But nothing has been working to perfection for the Scorpions. Goalless is the score. Shalom. Knocks it to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the Arsenal captain. Equally, the Gabonese captain. Dispossess. The Gambia building attack from the left, Musa Barrow. Still going forward. Cross comes in, no Gambian player there to make contact with the ball. It's a catch for the goalkeeper. Could have been much better, John, don't you think?
Yes, but that looked better. At least we got to a chance where we could create a scoring opportunity. That's what we want. We need to get to the attacking third of the Gabonese. That's where our strength lies. But as much as we have these 5 offensive players that I've been talking about, they have to manage their energy, because as much as we want them to score, they need to keep the shape of the team defensively, so that someone like a Mohamed Mbaye will not be outworked, because he still has another 45 minutes of football to play. So keeping the ball enables you to conserve energy to do your defensive duties and have energy to do the offensive. And, keeping it simple would do that for us.
Absolutely. The Gambia starting from the back.
Abdullah Sanyang almost went past that left back or the central defender, but we win a throw in the attacking third of Gabon.
I hope they go for a long throw. Do we have one who can do that?
Pamodu Jan is quite strong, and we are also in his area. But looking at the matchups and size, I'm not sure if that's a good ploy, but we have Omar Koli coming in. Yeah, let's see what we have here.
Throw to the Gambia. Pamodu Jan with the long throw into the box. It's a long one, but straight into the hands of Mfa, the Gabonese goalkeeper, who tries to release a quick one. Mohamed Mbaye did very well there to read the danger. The Gabonese wins the throw.
Shot to Aubameyang. We're still in possession. Ibrahima Didier Ndong. He has been so outstanding in Thursday's game in their 2-1 win against the Gambia. Dennis Bouanga. He's cut the goal, but well dispossessed there by Nwasonko. A well-composed Gabon team. Shallow. Walking freely with the ball. Touch it to Aubameyang. Lovely pass to Dennis Bouanga. He's still going forward. Gambian players surrounded him, trying to avoid the danger. Aubameyang, lovely touch, headed out by Pamodu Jan. Gabon got it in a dangerous area. Danger not yet averted. Good blocking there. That was some good blocking.
Yeah.
A whistle has gone for a free kick. Jan, that was a threatening attack by Gabon.
Yes, and what I liked about it is straight after that attack, we were able to counter, and Jamano got fouled, and I think it's a bookable offense. Yeah. Whenever Gabon gets an attack of sustained possession like that, and we get to win the ball, we can definitely counter and get something out of it, as we just earned the corner from this attack. Yeah.
Yes. Again, Abdoulaye Sanyang Bambala involved. He's claiming they found, but it's corner number 2 to the Scorpions of the Gambia. Omar Koli going forward, and so is Buba Sane. and Mohamed Mbai, the tall guys. Cameroon have a lot of tall players. Gabon rather. Cross comes in. Ooh, and it's an infringement spotted there by the central referee, Pacific from Burundi.
I think the game has settled down on its pace now. This is useful. We've seen a little bit more organization from both sides, especially from our side, the Gambia, and this is very telling and promising.
Modu Barrow finds Bambalai. And he goes, but the ball has crossed the line for a throw. But that was a lovely combination from Modu Seka Barrow and Abdoulaye Sanyang.
It's been a difficult afternoon so far for Steve because he's been isolated up there.
Yes.
I think he's not going to have much with the likes of Ekwele Manga and his size and experience over there. So if he can move a little bit and they can play like something of a false nine where he moves out of the place and somebody comes in, it might be a little bit more helpful, but that's not the strategy.
Long ball from Dennis Bouanga, but straightly Kusin headed back to Toldo by Pamudu Jan.
A throw won by the Gambia.
We are almost halfway into the first period here at the Independence Stadium. Still goalless between the Gambia, the Scorpions of the Gambia, and the Panthers of Gabon. The Gambia are currently ranked 157 in the FIFA ranking, while Gabon are ranked 84. There's a wider gap between these two when it comes to the ranking. And there's a bit of difference. Gambia attacking through the left channel, cross comes in. Nothing comes out of it, even though Pamod Jan, the team captain, was claiming for something, but the referee thinks differently. Under the name British Gambia, the Gambia team played their first ever game on 9 February 1953 against Sierra Leone, winning 2-1 at home in a friendly. In April 1963, the team entered the Les Amitiés tournament in Senegal. A competition mainly for French-speaking nations. They were drawn in a group with France's amateur team, the Upper Volta now Burkina Faso. Gabon attacking Cielo to Dennis Bouanga. Bouanga making up his mind, looking for support. Cross comes in. Flick by Bouakar Sane, and the whistle has gone for a free kick deep inside the opponent's half. That is the Gambia, the host. They're still looking for a strong foothold in the game, Jan. Looking at the midfield setup, it seems like something is working there. But when it comes to the attacking part, the defense also looking a bit solid today compared to the first game. But when it comes to attacking, we are seeing, less movements.
Yes, I think the point I made earlier about them rushing it and then having to gather their energy later on in the game is actually being shown right now. As we see, Mohamed Mbai is definitely isolated. He's winning a lot of aerial balls for us, emphatically, I might add. But there's a little bit of a disassociation between the individual five that is up front. We've seen one, two combinations, but we need to see 3, 4, 5 combinations. That way, it's not as predictable, and then you can see crisis to get something out of it. Again, Steve, he's a striker, of course, but he's also a type of player like I was who likes to move about. That creates space for them, and they can see the game better rather than having to always facing the back of the goal. which means that they have to kind of tussle with these really strong defenders, which is not to his advantage. But when he's slashing and he's moving, that's when he's most dangerous. Keeping
Some notable names in the Gabonese team. They have a lot of experience. Denis Bouanga, he played for Saint-Etienne in the French Ligue 1 Championship. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for Arsenal. Didier Ndong for Dijon. It's our old.
A free kick in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, that's a free kick to the Gambia, looks like. They need to get the striker more involved in the game, but Jan, as you said, they prefer playing on the side. Steve Traoré specifically. We saw him when he came in as a substitute in the 2-1 loss to Gabon the other day. He was playing wide right.
He is most effective as a slasher. He's not a point striker, but he does the job well. His preference with his skill set is to be out on the flanks and then slashing in. Musa Braro tries to cut inside to his favorite left foot, but
exactly
they know him. And they won't let him have that easy, right?
Certainly, no doubt about that. No question. Denis Bouanga easily rolls a pass. The Gabon is knocking it slowly, making up their mind. But nothing to separate the two here at the Independence Stadium. Gabon playing in white, the Gambia in their traditional colors. The red, white, blue, white, green. The color of the nation. Cielo, lovely turn. Lets it off to Aubameyang down the right. Gabon attacking. The tricky Aubameyang still going forward, looking for a stroke. Cielo blocks it. Is it going to be something? Just a good chance, but went wide over the goal post. A bit of concentration is needed in that defensive. You see them whenever Gabon are attacking, John. They've been allowed a lot of time. Look at Aubameyang from where he got the ball, the movement he made. I think the players were just trying to avoid him not to make any contact of a penalty.
Yes, but you have to look at what the strikers are doing. Like I said, they have to do their defensive responsibilities, not to isolate our wing, our left back or our defenders one-on-one with these sort of players. There's a little bit of gap between that, and they are using it. We have to always have a cover-up there, and that's not happening always. It's happening, but it's not happening enough, because these players, naturally, they have offensive tendencies.
Gabon has it through. Denis Bouanga finds Aubameyang, who has got the space, but he's been tracked down by Omar Colley of Sampdoria. Well read there by Omar Colley.
Well read again, just like Buba Sane was critical in that chance where he kind of, was in the way of the striker that took away his shot. So the back two or the back four have been well concentrated, aside from that offside that they missed. And we have to make sure that had to be the last chance that Gabon has, where they are going behind our defense.
The Gabon is seeing much of the ball at the moment. Trying to stamp their authority on the game. The Gabonese attacking. They're trying to knock on the Gambian defense. Cross comes in the box. Toldo comes out. Modi Job gets a touch to it. And Musa Baro can now break.
Steve, watch the line.
Shot comes in!
That was a good break.
Good shot.
Good first shot on top.
But couldn't hit the target. Sorry. Good break there from
That's the idea. When there's space, we speed up and we use our pace and our guile and our skills to get a shot out like that. We have Musa Baro, Abdoulaye Sanyang, Abdoulaye Diallo, Steve Traore, and even Modou Baro, who are all very good outside shooters. So whenever Gabon attacks like that in a sustained possession in our half, and they lose it, we have to break fast, really quick and try to score. But when we don't have that, we have to be patient enough to keep the ball and wait for our chances to open up, because they'll open up.
Mfa, the Gabonese goalkeeper, under no pressure, trying to run the clock a little bit. Buba Sane. Poor one there from Buba Sane. Couldn't connect with Murseka Baro. Chested down by Omar Kolito Buba, who lays the ball back to Modi Joub. Koli, the Sampdoria centre-back.
You notice how the Gabonese retreat when we start the ball from the back. They're starting their defending from their half, which shows that they have a lot of respect for our Gambian players, which means we need to be more patient in executing our skills by passing the ball and waiting for the chances and the openings to come, because they always come. There we go.
Through ball!
There we go.
The goalkeeper comes out on time to spot the danger as Musa Baro approaches.
It is quite difficult to know what's happening because of the problems that we're facing technically, as well as not being able to see half of the pitch where Gambia is attacking. But we are doing our best.
The Gabonese still in possession in the Gambian half. Cross comes in. Gabon appealing for the penalty, but the referee is not interested. Steve chases the ball, and he's been brought down.
Yeah, I was just saying, I mean, that penalty appeal by the Gabonese, there seemed to be nothing wrong with it, absolutely. The appeal for a penalty, what is your take?
We had a better appeal when Abdoulaye Sanyang was taken down, but obviously the Gabonese are experienced and they have a lot of gamesmanship. They'll try to sway the ref, but I don't think there was nothing there.
I'm talking about their goalkeeper, Gabon, Anthony Mfa Mishui, born on 7th March 1991, 27 years old. He played for Serre Union. It's a French association football team founded in 1924. A shot comes in, just wide of target and behind for a goal kick. Of the experience, Anthony Mfa Mishui, who plays for Union Sportive Serre Union, a French association football team founded in 1924. They played in the third tier of French League. That's Championnat National 3.
Abdoulaye Jamano with the ball, but he overhits that, and Gabon picks the loose ball. Mohamed Mai finds Ablai Sanyang Bambalai. Lacy to Modu Seka Baro. Steve Traore Lara. Bakar Steve Traore goes down, but the referee is not interested. Dennis Bouanga for Gabon.
Of course, that is a foul.
Yes,
Late tackle
Moseka Baro comes clattering on the
on Sarge.
player.
He Sarge the left back.
That can be seen as a reactionary move from Steve, which is quite dangerous. Moduseka has to keep his head because we need him in the game, and we cannot go a man down with what we're trying to achieve. So I hope the coach calms him down because it's his first foul. He's not usually a dirty player, but you know sometimes you lose your head in certain situations. So let's just hope he keeps his cool.
There has been a lot of rotational moves in Gambia's attacking third. We saw Steve now going wide right, and you can see Mo Seka Baro going wide left there, and Musa Printio Baro will be playing in the in between as a center forward. I mean, these are some of the movements. They're still trying to find that rhythm.
Yes, it seems so. It seems that obviously Coach Tom has noticed that it's not working with the three the way they are positioned. So he's trying to tweak it, which might be helpful because we know Musa Baro can actually play as a center forward. And Steve, like I said, is better when he's slashing from the right, as well as Modu Baro. Yes. So let's hope that
I think we need to see more of that interchange play between the three strikers.
They cannot be stagnant. They have to be Liverpool. They have to be like the three.
The front
Those
three.
who are watching me know how much I feel about them. But that's the idea I get when I see these three guys. To walk them into their best use, you would have to give them some freedom to move and interchange positions.
Just like we've seen Aubameyang doing for the Gabonese. He's not standing.
Exactly.
He's coming even very deep to get the balls.
Exactly. We don't have any conventional center forwards. Yes. We have flanker strikers that are playing, so you don't want to inhibit them. There's
Lovely
Abdoulaye.
turn there by Abdoulaye.
Oh, and a yellow card finally.
Yeah, and a yellow card for Gabon's
number 17.
Poco Andre
Biogo.
Yeah, Buyogo. It's gone into the Burundian referee's book for a foul on Abdoulaye Diallo Jamano. Dennis Bouanga, playing for Saint Etienne in France, born in France as well. Ekwele Manga, an experienced defender. For Gabon, Foko. Aubameyang comes to get the ball. Gabon comfortably knocking the ball among themselves. And the ball has gone for a throw to the Gambia to be taken by Noah Sonko. Steve puts the ball, finds Abdoulaye Sanyang. Sanyang with a lovely ball to Steve. Trying to go with his score. Oh.
He's a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
You see his idea. It was brilliant, but he's a little bit rushed.
Yeah, the pass is too much.
Yep.
But very promising on that occasion. We have seen him.
This is what we want to see.
Absolutely.
Him moving and Jamano or Abdoulaye Diallo stringing the passes. If we can have that, we can have something. Another person that really has been impressive to me has been Mohamed Mbai with his tireless work ethic, and he's doing it quietly, and he's being very disciplined in the way he's gone about mopping up for the back four there.
Back four. I think Abdoulaye a bit struggling a little bit with the physicality of the of the Gabonese.
Yes, this is why they need not keep the ball so much that they have to engage contact. They just have to pass and move, pass and move. You look at a star like Aubameyang, all he's done the whole game is move, pass the ball, move. And when he gets to the attacking area, outside of the box or outside towards the flanks, that's when they take on the one-on-ones. And that's what they save their energies for. That's been the only difference. Steve is caught up in a tough battle with Ekwelemanga, but he is not letting go.
Absolutely.
He's really giving him a work for his money, which is impressive.
Very interesting battle there for the rest of this game between those two. Jan, looking at the Gabonese, they are very comfortable building from the back.
Yes, obviously they have two players that come from high leagues. We know Ekwelemanga was with Cardiff City whilst they were in the Premier League, and we know that he's playing in one of the top leagues compared to our players, where, building from the back has to be the norm, and they don't have a whole lot of pressure, again, because we're only playing with one out-and-out striker. And we are also not pressing. We're waiting for them to come and we hit them on the counter. So all these things have made them look good. Like we see,
that's a very good ball, Steve.
Makes a good run, but it's one-on-one again. Needs help. Needs help.
Finds Abdoulaye Sanyang.
Something can be put in the box now.
Cross comes in.
A bit long.
A bit long. And the Gabonese will clear. Obiang and Noah Sonko.
Noah has been a tough customer.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yes, he has been consistent. He's stood his ground. He's played the ball in, and he's confident.
Yeah, he's up against a very good player in Dennis Boanga, who plays for Saint Etienne. Pamoudou Janda, the captain. Cross comes in.
Jallo makes a run.
Abdoulaye.
His control was a little bit
too heavy, absolutely. The Gabonese now breaking. Trying to find Aubameyang, but that's too much.
Just a minute plus additional time.
But Abdoulaye Jallo could not get to it.
The Scorpions have not definitely been the best in this game. It's a replica of the first leg in Gabon. They're looking more comfortable in this game. The Scorpions, whose highest in the ranking was 65 in 2009, and their lowest 179 on March 2017. Gabon still attacking, but the flag is raised for an offside. The Gambia played their first international game. Then they were British Gambia. They lost 2-1 to Sierra Leone on 9 February 1953. Their biggest win has been their 6-0 thumping of Lesotho on October 12, 2002. Were you part of that team, Jan?
Unfortunately, I wasn't. I wish I was, but I wasn't part of it. I was still in the States.
Oh, okay. We've taken 1 minute additional time from the fourth official. Nothing to separate the two here at the Independence Stadium. Goalless between the Scorpions of the Gambia and the Panthers of Gabon. The heaviest defeat, or the biggest defeat for the Scorpions, was 8-0 against Guinea Conakry on 14th May 1972. That is when this team suffered their heaviest defeat. And the player with the most cap in this setup seemed to be Pamo Jan. I mean, according to the records, he seemed to be the most cap player.
Well, on this team, and probably yes, because he's been there for a while. He was actually my roommate in the past, and we played together. So I'm not really sure. I don't keep tabs on that. but I know that he's up there along with the, you don't know, the Solfies, the Dudu Saints of the past. We still don't know about those records. But in present-day football, he's one of the most capped players, along with Ibrahim Sonko, Sohna maybe,
Yes.
excuse me.
Jan, we have perhaps a last attack for the Gambia. The ball is floated into the box, but the Gabonese
Alive. read
the danger, and the ball has been cleared. And that brings us to the end of the first 45 minutes.
Interesting 45, not our best performance, and we are not losing. It's still 0-0, and we can play better. I think that's hopeful. I am an optimist. I see that we didn't perform so well, and we are still at 0-0. We still have options in the bench that have energy and have goals in them. So I think second half, we are going to come out and be even better because our confidence will soar.
Gabon would be the happier of the two sides going into the halftime break.
Most definitely. They are here not to lose. If they win, it's an automatic qualifying for them. But if they don't lose, they are still top of the group comfortably. And Gambia would be diminished to having to scrap it with Congo and Angola after such a fantastic start. So let's just hope that there's a goal in the boys and we can get a win.
Goalless draw at the end of the first 45 minutes here at the Independence Stadium. You're watching the live coverage of the Gambia-Gabon game on the Gambia radio and television services with our proud sponsors, Africell, TAF, Africa Global, El Hela Company, Armanti Company, Makasutu Real Estate, and OIC Gambia Secretariat. We'll be back with the second half commentary here at the Independence Stadium. Yes,